Now let's take a look at another conditional function, which is the OR function. So let's see what Excel defines the OR function as. If I type in equal sign, then OR, it says that OR checks whether any of the arguments are true and returns true or false. And then it says that it returns false only if all arguments are false. So with the AND function, both of the conditions had to be true in order to return a true value. But with the OR function, only one of the conditions has to be true to return a true value. So let's combine the OR function with the IF function and see what we get. I'm going to delete this out and then come up to the formula bar and start typing in our formula. So we got to start with the equal sign and then if, open parentheses, and the first argument is asking for the logical test, and this is where we're going to place our OR function. So let's type in OR and then open parentheses. So once again, we are going to be testing multiple conditions. So for the first condition, we are going to see if this person scored higher than a 65 for score 1. So we can click score 1 greater than 65 and then place a comma to test the second condition, which again is seeing if this person scored higher than a 65 on score 2. So we can put greater than 65. And since those are the only two conditions we are going to test, we can put close parentheses to close out our OR function and then put comma to get back into our IF function. Now our IF function is asking what value do we want returned if just one of these conditions are true. So once again, we can put pass surrounded by quotes, comma, and then fail if neither of these conditions are true. Then we can put close parentheses and click enter. So our formula returned pass because Corey got an 89 for score 1, which is higher than 65, and he got a 77 for score 2, which is higher than 65. So let's double click our fill handle and see what happens to these other results. Our formula returned pass for every person. So let's do a little investigating here. For Megan, she got a 76 on score 1, which is higher than 65, so that's true. But for score 2, she scored a 63, which is lower than 65. So why did our formula still return pass? Well, again, with the OR function, only one of the conditions has to be true in order to return a true value. So since the score 1 condition was true, it returned the true value. The same thing goes for Brittany. She has a failing score of 62, but then she also has a passing score of 81. And since one of these conditions are true, our formula produced the true value. But let's say for score 2, we change this 81 to a failing grade of 60. And if we click enter, now our formula return fail. And the reason why, because neither condition is true. So it returned the false value. So since neither one of these scores is above 65, our formula is going to return the false argument of fail. So that's how you can combine the OR function with the IF function. Now for a quick recap, if you are combining the AND function with the IF function, both of the conditions have to be true in order to return the true value. So if one of the conditions is false, it will return the false value. But if you are combining the OR function with the IF function, only one of the conditions has to be true in order to return the true value. And if neither of the conditions are true, then it will produce the false value.